Hello and welcome to Sport Classics and a boxing special. In 1969, the Sports Arena program went to Miami to speak to Muhammad Ali. It was the city where he'd become heavyweight champion by beating Sonny Liston 5 years earlier. After that fight, he announced to the world that he was changing his name from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali and joining the Nation of Islam. And by the end of the 60s, he was a divisive figure in America, where he'd been banned from boxing and threatened with prison for refusing to be drafted into the army. He spoke at length to Ian Wooldridge.
There was one heavyweight champion of the world. You tell all those people in England that after Joe Frazier and James Ellis have a showdown, I'm going to retire the winner.
It brought about the biggest boom that the ailing sport of boxing had known for years.
Tell Henry Cooper to stay in shape because Ellis is ready.
Cassius Clay was front page news. The writers had found a boxer who could string 3 syllables together. They even took his poetry and gave it a bigger circulation in a year than Byron got in a century.
Tell all my fans in England that as soon as things get straight, they might see me again. Ellis and Frazier have a showdown. They're both getting out of town.
And then suddenly it all went bad. This story is not only about why it went bad, it's also about why America itself may yet live to regret the very day that Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, was born. Last week, 2 reports appeared in British newspapers that Clay was back in the ring, and so he was, right here in Miami. The reports added that he's now a sparring partner. Quite correct. But they also said that his pay was a paltry $100 a day, implying that he's bust. Just another stumblebum who can't even pay his hotel bills. All of which came as a surprise to Clay as he sat on the terrace of the priciest hotel in a very pricey town.
I don't know how it really was funny when I heard it. I don't know how something like this could get out. $100 a day wouldn't really pay my food bill and my hotel bills. I'm down here with my mother and father, showing them a nice time, my wife, a couple of friends of mine, and I would say our daily expenses come to $200 a day, not counting the airplane fare home and everything to go along with it. But I don't know how this could have gotten out. So I just want to say that to counteract these false propaganda stories about me now, a man who needs at least, I would say, $1,000 a week to live with my plane fares, my hotels, my cars, my helpers, to say now that I'm here working for $100 a day. This is real belittling.
His partner in the ring is one James Ellis, due in London next month to fight Henry Cooper. Ellis is half a world champion, or in the present confused situation in boxing, champion of half the world. He's as quiet and well-mannered as Clay is brash and impossible. But what about Clay, who's still only 28? Doesn't he find this an incongruous situation?
No, he's helping me and I'm helping him. Yeah. Jimmy Ellis was the one who kept me in condition for all of my fights. When I trained for your Henry Cooper twice, Ellis was my sparring partner. Sonny Liston, Floyd Patterson, George Chuvalo, Carl Miltonberger. If it wasn't for James Ellis, I would not have been in the shape that I was in. This is worth millions to him, you understand?
Sure.
So it's not embarrassing. It'll be embarrassing if we were envious, if we was jealous of one another, see? I'm black and he's black, see? And he's just making a living. I'm happy with what I'm doing with the draft. I'm happy with my religious stand. I'm happier now than I've ever been. And as I said, this is just something to keep in condition. I've been in the ring all my life. This is where I kept my body in shape. You take a racehorse, you take a car, any engine, if it don't run, it'll blow it out. It still may, look like it can go. A man may feel that he can do and he see what he can do, but his body won't perform. So naturally, I'm nothing like I was 3 years ago. And I can tell by working with Jimmy now because he's getting to me and I'm missing a lot of punches that I never would have missed. So as I say, this workout is the best thing that can happen to me if anything should happen in the future. And it's the best thing that can happen to him because after working with me, everybody else will seem pretty slow to him.
James Ellis, are you in this gymnasium? Well, I want you to stay in good shape. Do you think you'll get by Henry Cooper? I know I will. You know you will. Henry Cooper's got a hard left hook. He's got a hard left hook. I tripped over a left hook once in England. Yeah, all you have to do is keep him tripping, but old Henry is been out a long time. He's pretty good. Henry's not as dumb as he looked. Watch him. You know, Henry Cooper's got his spies over here. All these Englishman chaps are coming over here pretending they want pictures of me working with you, and they take these films back to England, and they get a secret meeting with old Henry, and they have a secret meeting. Pictures won't help old Henry. Pictures won't help Henry. Old Henry. Well, he don't necessarily have to be called old Henry. That's a candy bar. I know. But they take these films back to England, and they spy on them, and they cut them in slow motion. That's the way they did me. And they showed Henry how easy I was to hit with a left hook. I'm not going to tell him your weaknesses. Way back in a little one-horse town called Louisville, Kentucky, back in 1941, Mr. Cassius Clay married Mrs. Odessa Grady, who later became Mrs. Cassius Clay, and they had a little son. It all started 25 years past when one of the best fighters was born at last. And I want the people there in England to meet my mother and father, Mr. and Mrs. Cassius Clay. Come on over, Mom and Daddy, and meet my English fans here. This is Mrs. Clay. And this is my daddy, Mr. Cassius Clay Sr. And they're down here in Miami vacationing with me, and they just want to say hello to all of the people over there in England.
Hello. Hello.
They're very proud of them,
Thank you.
He told the world when I was 12 years old that I was going to be the champion.
That did. I told him the world was 12 years ago. His first bout. His first bout was, he felt like his well experienced, like he was Joe Louis. But I said, yes, I said, yeah, little Joe Louis here.
He's better than Joe Louis.
He's a champ.
Now, I want to trace back to where a bomb went under your boxing career, because suddenly it all went wrong. Presumably, this was the Vietnam question and the Army draft. You are called up for the Army. You take 2 tests, and you fail them. And then suddenly the matter goes to the Pentagon, because you are you were then Cassius Clay, you were Muhammad Ali, but you were a famous figure, and suddenly you, the man who'd failed 2 tests, were past A1. Is that true? Is that how it happened?
Well, yes, they said I was mentally deficient or something because I didn't pass my tests twice.
Yeah, tell me about those tests.
One
test
was in Miami. Old test like if you had 15 apples and you sold 2 1/4 of these apples, and 3/3 of these apples was destroyed. How many do you have left? I don't know the answer. I barely got through school. I'm not really a good reader nor a good speller. You have a time limit on all the tests, and most of them I just guessed because I was too embarrassed to say I couldn't read the test that quick.
Yes.
So they had psychiatrists. 2 psychiatrists came from Washington, D.C., took me to Kentucky, and they examined me to see if I was joking, and they found that the same test the last one corresponded with the first one. So then this is still when I was Cassius Clay and a Christian, but after the the Muslim faith was pronounced that I had joined, and the name Muhammad Ali, then all of a sudden I became wise. Then they lowered the standard that anybody who made at least 18 on their test, which was awful low, must go to the Army. Well, this got me, see.
Yeah. Now, did they do this because of you, do you think?
Well, I really don't know. It's hard to believe that such a powerful government and a country like America would change your whole system just to get one black man in the service.
You'd only have to say one thing in this country, and you could be back in boxing tomorrow.
Yes, but I don't know. I don't think I'd have to say that. Many reasons could probably get me back. Number one, first, my case would have to be throughout, draft case. If they don't do that, I'll probably have to do 4 or 5 years in prison. And then if I come out then, if I'm in shape, then I can consider it. But as of now, money means nothing to me, nor boxing when it comes to the freedom of your people. So everything I'm doing, if it means hitchhike tomorrow, if it means be raggedy, if it means look for a job, I'll be happy because I can go to bed, my conscience is clear, and I didn't sell out or trade my people just because I could be rich in Hollywood with a yacht out here on that could be my yacht right there. Imagine it's valued at $200,000, but I wouldn't want that damn yacht if I couldn't go back over in the black neighborhood and protest a black woman being raped. The hell with the yacht, the hell with the championship. So I want the people to know this, you understand?